Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life, episode 39 of the Insomniac quilting series. If you are new to my channel, head down that way. I don't know which way. I keep forgetting. Keep thinking in my head. Was it tattoo this or tattoo that arm? I don't know. One of those ways. Down there. Subscribe. Like my videos. If you are new to the Insomniac series, it's where I come on after 10 p.m. whenever I feel like it. When nobody can sleep, that's when I come on and work on projects. So in episode 38, I was working on using the 60-degree diamond. And if you are in the group, which is in the description below, if you would like to join it, if you are in the group, that has a picture of what I'm working on with these diamonds that I am making. And I need to now make more pieces. So since I kind of ran out of pieces, I have to use the pieces that weren't big enough, but we're going to do the best of what I can with what I have, because I'm not going to let any of this go to waste. And well, I'm not going to let any of this go to waste. So I need to make some end cap pieces. So I need to make like 5 of those and go from there. So hopefully you guys were able to catch the last episode, 38. Oh, and I'm also saving all these pieces, which are my leftovers, and all my scraps, and so on. For those that are just joining and didn't see episode 38, I'm using my 60-degree diamond ruler. I'm making you can see right here when I lay this right here, half hexy pieces out of diamonds like this, and with the triangles. And then I'll be making rows and then sewing those rows together. So these are what I'm making. And now I need to make, so if this was a row right here and it's all laid out, I'm missing the end pieces that would end just like this. So I need to make a bunch of halves, which I'm just going to make holes because that's just what I'm going to do. Hi, Aunt B. Hi, Little B Cross. So I'm going to lay this out. This was not exactly 4.5 inches, but what I'm going to do is, since it's lined, since the ruler itself is got some space, I have a little bit of room, wiggle room, I guess is what I would call it, to work with when cutting these out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these out from here. And get as many as I can. That way I can add some more pieces. Now I need to cut just a little bit off of each end. And I'm going to be blocking the camera kinda. Okay, so there's a couple here. Let's cut some more, so I'm getting a little bit out of it all. I'm also saving all these scraps to make something else later, so I'm just like pre-cutting the selvage off of them now, throwing them in a pile. Hi, Shirley. So I'm just using this and cutting these pieces out, lining everything up. So I only need to make a few. I need to make 3 more blocks worth at least. All right, let's cut another one. And what I'm going to have to do with the rest is stick it in my scrap pile. I'm hoping all these pieces line up just right. So that'll be my scrap pile, and hopefully I have enough pieces here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can do this now. Let's hope I have enough. without cutting into the next ones. See what happens. This goes in my scrap pile. We're going to start with this one. So if you remember what I'm building here, I'll have to build it in front of you. I need 3 of one color and 3 of another that go with it, like this. So we'll just use, let's use the polka dot one. I like the polka dot one. Polka dots with polka dots. Except these are just going to be halfers for the ends. So we'll move that out of the way for now. So I have these, and then what I'm going to do is take these pieces. Let's see. Put one here, one here, one here, one there, and one there. One of these here. I have 2 different piles because the seam is pressed opposite ways from when you flip the ruler to cut it. So you'll have to catch that last episode to see how these cuts are made. Hi, Jim. Hi, Jill. All right. And now to sew them. I'll turn this just a little this way. There we go. So most of the sewing I did off camera and chain pieced the whole entire thing because, well, I can do that by just grabbing all of these and chain piecing them through and then adding the other side. But I wanted you guys to see what I was laying out. Most projects I make, I chain piece almost everything. I at least attempt to find ways to chain piece everything. That way I'm not getting up and down constantly because it's a lot of work. So I would just chain piece all one side of my triangles onto my diamonds, and then I'd go and chain piece the other side on after I press. So instead of keeping these right here like that, I'll just stick them next to me. And every single diamond, I'm pressing towards the diamond with my finger. I didn't even bother turning my iron on. Then I take my next triangle and lie it on top of that. It should line right up. And sew right on. Catching up on Sew Becca and found Tiffany was on. Oh. Yep, I figured I'd come on tonight because I haven't come in this room all day today, and I was like, I should go do something. For just a little while, not for a while, not for long, just long enough to get these end caps made and figure out how I'm gonna make the tip parts, you know. And wasn't completely chopped off. Surprisingly enough, if you go to the first video, which is episode 38, these actually go together super quick. For the size quilt that this is making. Like I was saying, I had used 10 fat quarters and 3 yards of fabric, and I'm going to try my absolute 100 best to stick with that and use all the pieces that I have left here to make all the next pieces I need to at least the whole quilt off, and then if I need to add borders, I will, which I probably will add like a finishing borders, so that means I'll have to break into the yardage, you know, but into another thing of yardage, but it was enough to make the top part without borders so far. So you'll see how quick this actually goes. So now I got these on and I'm finger pressing them towards the piece that I just attached. And then I just hook these on like this. And they're going to be every single one of these is going to be every other one. All my seams nest, you know. So the other day when I put these together, I probably spent an hour and 15 minutes putting them together. I mean, it doesn't really take that long. And when I'm not talking and reading comments and doing stuff like that, I tend to get things done a lot faster. So I'm just going to add my third one, which should be opposite because I've been doing everything in order. So that would be my opposite. Put it on, right sides together, mess up my seams. And I did one whole block the other day. I pressed the whole thing and there was no difference between pressing the block between each piece, you know, or each section and not pressing. The whole finger pressing thing helps it lay flatter once I do get to the iron. So I think it was the same both ways. I had no issues because everything is cut exact and they all match up perfectly. So I didn't have no issues there. So for some people that say, well, you need to iron, not all projects require it right away. And then again, I'm pressing all the seams away from me as I sit here. So everything is constantly being pressed away from me. That way every seam is opposite when I put the whole entire top together. So there's another whole one made in the two halves. So if I put them together, I have a whole piece. So I'm just going to put those aside for now because I'll press them in a minute. So I got to turn the iron on anyway to be able to do any of that. And now I'm going to make another one. So I'm just going to use these two. So I'll have these three left towards another one. So this is how I'm going to do this. Watch. Pick them up opposite like this. After laying them out, I'm going to grab the white to go with this one. This is so simple. So I turn both of these upside down, like as if it was going to be put on both ends. Since this one faces away from me and I don't want to have to worry about pressing this seam down, I'm just going to put that aside for now. This is what I was doing the other day. And I was just finger pressing or chain piecing these and then finger pressing the whole entire way. And since all my pieces were cut, I just kind of was chain piecing every other piece over and over. And then snipping apart every 6 pieces because that's what, you know, it is. And it goes by so quick, so quick. And since the diamonds and the stars or the diamonds and the triangles have those ends snipped off, everything should match and line up 100% perfectly the whole entire way, which makes it super easy to do. So I'm finger pressing it towards this. I'm going to grab these now because these are going to go on this side. And everything should line up. And it's really hard to mess it up and turn them upside down the wrong way. Goes so quick. Hi, Diane. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, BJ. Okay, I saw that. Hi, too. Howdy. Y'all, I couldn't lift the finger towards sewing today. I'd work to get my head ready for bed. That's what I was not wanting to sew today either, but I figured I got to get some done. Got to get some stuff done. That way I can get this project done, and that way I can start my double jelly roll race. Don't know exactly when I'm going to do it, but I'll let everyone know when I go to do it. So I was watching Chapter Diaries and saw that Tiffany was on. Anyone heard of the Chapter Diaries? Nope, never heard of that. It's really pretty too. I love the black and gray combo. What's the name of this design? I don't know. I haven't named this yet. It's just me playing with stuff. I don't know. I was told the other day, though, that there was a similar pattern, but her measurements are way different than mine are in the pattern. So mine is a little bit different. But I'm pretty sure more than one person has thought to do this with this 60-degree diamond ruler because, you know, it's not that hard for one, and it's being creative. I like watching these like virtual vacation, nice escape from craziness. Did you use a special ruler for the piece to get those corners? Yes, I used this right here, the 60-degree diamond ruler. The Marty Michelle 60-degree diamond ruler. I don't know how well you can see that. That right there. That's what I'm using. Not using a pattern, I'm just using by what I know. The ruler does come with a pattern book. So it has the tumbling blocks, 6 pointed stars, chevrons, and 1,000 pyramids. And like their 6 pointed stars is kind of similar, but not. Because I decided to use the half triangle version, and I decided to piece that instead. So it's a little bit the same, but a little bit different at the same time. It's Tucks and Kisses, and I'd like to get the clipper ruler. I wanted to sew, but those body issues. Well, tomorrow. Hi, HH from Germany. Is it daytime there? Hi, Kim. Yes, morning. So again, I'm just finger pressing. It works pretty good doing it this way. Line it up right where it's supposed to be. And I always stop in the first seam before I get to the next, even though they're only 1-inch little pieces. All right, so here's another half. Because all I needed was halves to finish this quilt, and I don't know exactly what colors because the picture is on my thing. I'll show you guys in a second. Maybe you can show us newbies how you did that with a little toot one day. I'll buy the set. I showed it in episode 38, which is the last Insomniac episode. What I did and the measurements that I cut and how to use the ruler. All right, one more on this. And then I'm going to go to my picture on my tablet and I'll show you guys the picture, find out how many end pieces I need because it's not laying on the floor, as you know, or else I would have showed you. Hi, Lisa. What is the stitch length do you normally stitch? I normally stitch a small stitch length. Right now it's at 2. What a digital machine would say 2.1. It's one click after the 2 on mine's a dial, so it's like 2.1. So it's a very short stitch length. I did that purposely, and I leave it that way because of the fact that I'm going to be when you make these sets, I was cutting them up anyway, and I don't want the seams to come apart since they're being trimmed. I don't want that to tear open. So there's another one. Let me press these two and then I'll show you the picture. I'm out of the screen for a second. So I made these two right now. So I'll just put those together and this is what it will look like. But the quilt is not being put together this way because that would mean you would have Y seams, and we're not doing any Y seams. It's going to be assembled in rows. I just need to see how far I am. How many more pieces I need to add by looking at my picture. So there's the other. And all of my seams press all towards the same direction, and I'll show you. So here's the other one. What I mean, all to the opposite direction. So these seams, but now because they're pressed opposite, they're technically are all pressed the same way. Everything's pressed this way because when this is on top like that, it'll be going up and these will be going down, so that when I hook my rows together, all these other side seams will be opposite as well. These will be going down and the next ones will be going up, and so on and so forth throughout the whole entire thing. So let's open up this picture. Ooh, don't drop that, Tiffany. Let's open up this picture real quick. So I could show you where it's at. This takes like 2 seconds. Load, load, load. Okay, so this is where it's at. Let's not get that echo in there. So I need to add here, 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 and there. So I actually need to make one more quarter or half piece, I mean. And then I am going to be filling this area, you know, the areas that would be like this, these V areas. And then the sides will be flat on both sides. So let me see. I have white and gray. I'm gonna have to study this picture real quick. A gray is gonna go here, a white is gonna go there. And I don't know what color is gonna go there. That's supposed to be black. I don't have no, oh, I can do black, I guess. I have another one with white. Let's see, do I have any blacks with white or black with gray? Oh, that one's with white. So I have black with gray here. Any more black with gray? Oh, yes, I do. Two and two more black with gray. Come on. Do I? Do I? That's black with white. Black with white. No. Okay, black with gray. Good. I have enough black with gray. So I need black with gray here. Need half. That one's white. That can be gray. That's white. Okay, let's see. So I have lots of little extra pieces. Now I got to cut some more because I didn't have enough. That's the up pile. That's the down pile. Up pile, down pile. Okay. So that's to make a halfer. Let's move these out of the way for now until I lay it out. Let's make another halfer. So I need a color to go with the stripe. Oh, that's going to be so close right there. Might not get enough color to go with the stripe. Let's do this one. You just cut 3 off of this, hopefully. Hopefully. Cut it real close, making sure I have plenty. It's two-handed, this thing. Gotta cut a little bit off this side, and then cut my end there. So there's one. And again, I'm saving all my little end pieces. And I didn't put my YouTube thing back on yet. Hold on 2 seconds. Anyway, I can go back on there. See where you guys are talking because I can't see any of that when the screen is not on it. Alright, there's piece 2 and one more. Actually, that's going to give me too many. Oh well, let's get them all anyway, just in case I need to make another color. Oh, look at that. This is so close, so close, so close. I'm blocking the camera, sort of. Okay. There's my 3 more pieces, although I only need 2 of them or 1 of them, depending on how many I cut. There's my leftover. Move that out of the way. And this is just going to be half, so I need 2 of these and 1 of these. And then these 3 can be a different color if I need it. Let's see, nearly 1 a.m. for Diane. It's 7:49 for each. I really like the lines running behind the star point. Special touch. Haven't seen it done before. Oh, cool. all of the colors, but I wouldn't be able to resist a splash of red. That, you know, and the funny thing is I was thinking about that when I was putting this together the other day. Like, well, what if I would have just like added a different color? You know what I mean? As like a pop color. And then I was thinking to myself, well, what if I don't? I don't know. Like, I don't have any red though to do a pop of red. There's one. Hold on, what am I doing here? I put it on this side first. Not be a butthead, Tiffany. Get it right. Get it right. Nope, I don't put it on that side first. Oh my goodness. Now I'm not paying attention because I was building one piece at a time. You can probably hear CJ. He's up playing video games. Come on, Tara. There you go. Sometimes it just doesn't want to come out. Oh, I sewed the wrong piece to the wrong piece. Okay, this one is going to be the next one, not that one anyway. And this piece goes on first. Be that way. I'm a retard. Only for right now. There we go. I just had a duh moment. But you guys got to see those duh moments sometimes so that you know that it happens. All right, so then that goes on there like that. See, and it's good that I saved and cut all those extra pieces so that I can make all these extras that I got to add in to fill out the space, because I want the quilt top to be as big as you see in the picture. I mean, it's not really that big, but once it's put together with a border, maybe it will be bigger seeming. All right, so that one will go there like that. Okay. Get it correct. Now I got all these little pieces of thread sticking out of my seam from seam ripping. They come out. They do. Trust me. Just gotta pick them out carefully. Where would you have added the splash of color? Yeah, probably in the stripe that goes all the way around. I probably would have done the same thing, and then I would have not I would have had more fabric left over if I would have added the color pop for everything around that instead of each one having a different color around it. They would have all been the same color. All right, so here's a halfer. Now I gotta look at the picture and make sure I have what I need. I should make one more just in case. Oh, that really turned itself off. Let me look at my picture. I Jill, her question with the shape, right? Maybe a little point or strip in each diamond. Hi, Joe. Okay. I'm going to put this down out of the way real quick so that I can go back to my photo. So I need one black, one white, gray, two blacks. Shoot, I should have made a second black. No, the black can go there. That would have been gray. Okay, gray, white, gray. Black, white. Did I have enough then? I just made halves, 5 of them. Okay, let's see. And I use lots of steam for those that are curious. So, see all the little thread pieces sticking out? Usually I would use black thread and black fabric, but it pulls out. You just got to pick it with your fingers and get it just right, you know? But normally with black fabric, I would have black thread, but I don't want to change the thread out because I'm going from a white block to a black block to a white block. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to do that. So, I mean, you can if you want to be very picky about it, but I'm just going to pull those out. Sometimes they come all the way out. Sometimes my fingers can't get them. All right. So there's a halfer. I might need to make another half gray, I think. 1 gray, 2 gray. There's 2 right there. 1 black and 2 whites. 2. I think so. I think I have plenty now with 1/2. So, ready for this part, guys? I wasn't really planning on it, but hold on. I wasn't planning on it, but I'm going to crawl around on the floor and lay this back out like this. Okay. So I'm going to lay it back out just like that so we can make sure I have everything I need. Move the kid bed out of the way. All right. So here are all my pieces. Throw them on the floor. I'm going to throw that on the floor. Actually, yeah, I am going to throw it on the floor, but with the YouTube back on so I can see. Not connected. Tiff, could you still do it? Just a 4 piece with almost all color and a strip of black, white, and gray, solid line, border stripe. Hi, Sarah. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera facing the floor now for you guys. Don't mind the mess in my room. I'm gonna have to come this way some. There we go. So that way you can see the whole floor. And watch me lay this stupid thing back out. It's gonna take a second. Actually, I am gonna have to use the picture at the same time. So give me a second to pull the picture back up. All right, so I'm going to start with a full black gray up there. Oh my goodness. So I put black or gray right there. White here. That. Hoping you guys can all see down here too. And then it was black. I liked my layout. That's why I didn't want to change my layout any other way. And then I had white again right here, right here. Black was right here. And now if you haven't also noticed, my backgrounds, so the color is gray, then white, and then the next one will be gray and white, and this one's black, gray, so the next one will be black, and so on and so forth. So they're switching up. I don't know if you guys can tell that. Hold on, where does this one go? Oh, I didn't lay myself far enough out. So this goes here. That. And I can't see any comments right now, guys, so bear with me. This goes like that. Like this. And they'll be sewn together in rows. This. White. I didn't go far enough that way. Black down here. Gray again right here. White here. All right, now my half pieces are gonna go black over here. White over here. White over here. And then gray up here. Oops, no. Oh, it's going to be gray on black. So we're going to switch this. Put this one here so it goes black and white. That. Then black. And white. Because I have an equal amount. And then black. So give me a second and I'll look at the comments after I put this last piece right there. Bam. So now I need to fill in this, that, and then the top as well. So let me, hopefully you guys can see that. Let me turn my YouTube back on. Jump in front of the camera so you can see. Okay, so it's good. So now I need to fill in these sections. So I'm going to leave this laying on the floor and figure out what to do in those sections. I'm just going to leave it facing the floor actually, because I'm going to use my leftover triangles, I think, to fill all that in. So it goes black, white, gray, white, gray. I guess that looks okay. But every other color is different. So this is white and then gray, black, gray at the end, gray, white, gray, black, white, black, gray, and then ends with black. So they're all opposites. So everything is spread out equally. as best as possible, which works perfect. So let's leave it facing the floor for a second while I, whew, I'm tired. Okay, let's see, I'm trying to scroll back up. Okay, I saw that Sarah came in. I seen a half square triangle quilt today. Had one red square. It was fun. Oh, that sounds cool. I like stuff like that, but I'm a bright blue girl. Hi, Brenda, by the way. Cute pants. You really look great in blue. Well, the shirt I'm wearing underneath actually matches my pants, but I'm super duper 112 pounds skinny right now. So I look like a beanpole / a short beanpole. So that's why I put the quilting shirt on, even though I'm kind of warm now. Never tried it. Hi, Pamela. Hi, I'm loving this quilt. Another beautiful creation. Gorgeous. Great layout. Love it, lovely. It's amazing. Looks like a formal tuxedo. Make a great guy graduation gift. Oh, yes. You know what? Thanks for that, Brenda. I think I'm going to call this tuxedo. I'm going to write that down. That's the perfect name for this quilt. Tuxedo. Heck yeah. So, Brenda, it's getting named exactly what you said. XEDO. Okay. That's the name. Tuxedo. You gave me the perfect name. Look at that. All right. Hi, Dewana. It just takes away how of each stone, how it undergoes transformation with every intricate choice. Love the layout. Hi, Sue. Hi, Sue. Losing weight, and that's not good. 110 pounds. Yeah, Pamela, I'm losing weight too. It's this medicine. I just know it. Hi, Charla. All right. So my end caps, I was thinking all these leftover pieces, I've got them all on the ruler. I'm gonna let's see how I don't know how far up you can see. Oh, you can see pretty darn far up right here at the cords. I'm gonna take, I don't know if I want to do black so I can even fit them all. Black with white, like this. Yeah. And then I just need half square triangles. I mean, I just need the triangles of my color. Or I can do, no, because that'll use up all these way too quick. So let's see if I have enough to fill this up. I might. Let's see. So white with gray, I would need 4 for this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I would need more black. I don't have enough black to keep going. I only have 2 black left, and I don't have any more black fabric either. Or I could just grab some yardage and fill it in. I have some of this gray, I have white, and I have black. So I guess I'm going to just go with yardage, 1 solid piece, I think. I'm thinking right now. Where's that ruler? I'm doing this all by whatever because I don't have a, so I can do 2 mirror image. No. Yes. So I would just need 1, honestly. I like this idea. I don't know. What do you guys think? I could put a different color and use them all up instead of using this. I could mix them up. Put white here. I don't have my thing real quick. Let me look. And then I would have to cut some of these triangles for these 2 spots of this. But I don't know if I want it to end that way. You know what I mean? It looks stupid like that. I don't like that. I think I'm going to do solid pieces. Solid pieces. What do you guys think? Finish it with that and then have the stars. So we're going to pretend right now by folding this in half. Let's just pretend. Let's play pretend. It would be ending right here. No. Yes. That would look dumb. I don't like that. I don't like it. I'm going to do just one big piece. Let me grab the thing and see what you guys are saying. I honestly haven't hanged up some bags because of the fabric choices and the design. Multimedia. I saw a commercial for the stuff to make weight, gain weight. Oh, lots of pie and ice cream. Tuxedo stars. Perfect. Even better, BJ. We'll add stars to the last of that. All right, so you guys have a quilt today. Look at that. All right, so yeah, one big piece is the best. Let me see how I'm going to be making that though. And then these little things I can use for something later. Since I like to use everything, I need not that, not that, that, no. It needs to be, where is a ruler when I need one? It needs to be a 60 by, hold on, that's 4.5. Technically it's 3 of those to finish. So just so you know, you need 3 of these to finish it. Right here is a straight line like that, and then you'd be chopping off the top, you know, but it's just going to be a solid piece. So let's figure out how big 3 of those are real quick. And yes, I am off screen for a second. I'm going to figure out how big 3 of these hooked together like that are going to be. Where's a ruler? Where's a ruler when I need one? Being used on other stuff. So 10 inches. So 10-inch 60°. A 10-inch 60°. So I'll cut 10.5 to be on the safe side, and anything extra I'll trim right off. I'm going to stack all these extras up and out of my way. And we're going to grab some yardage. So let me bring you guys out of the way. It's going to wiggle and move for 2 seconds. Sorry. Get some yardage. And so I'm going to add to my original. It started out with 10 fat quarters and 3 yards. But now we're going to go to, I keep my black, white, and I got to get some gray. I keep all that right here. We're going to end up with 10 yards. I mean, 10 yards. It was 10 fat quarters and 3 yards, one of each color, black, white, and gray. Let me get the gray. I think this is cool gray. So let me take my little swatch up there so I can make sure I'm grabbing the correct gray color. There's 3 of them up there hiding in the closet that I have to dig to get. This one, I think. Oh. Why doesn't it look like that one? Hope I'm not breaking anything. I think it's sky, not cool gray. Looks more cool gray than sky though. Okay. Let's It's not sky, it's cool gray. I knew it. All right. So it'll be 3.5 yards in each, but I'm only cutting one 10-inch strip from each of these. So yeah, to make a 10-inch 60-degree diamond. So that's going to be fun. All right, so let's cut a 10-inch off of here. I'm just going to put this up on a line. It's probably not straight, obviously. Stay. Right there. There, make sure it's nice and straight, and then we're going to be cutting a 60, oh no, I said 10.5, so a 10.5 inch 60-degree piece. So 10.5, it's right here. I knew I said something like that. And then what will happen is I'll be trimming off the top of it to straighten it out and cutting it in half. Yeah. Let's make sure with this one before I cut anything else from any other color. And this has a 60 on it, right? Yeah, okay. I only need one. So I'm gonna line this up on a line. It's probably easier if you use the 60-degree that is on a ruler. So I need to make my first cut on that side. So I'm gonna line up my 60-degree line right here on the top for the first cut. And this is gonna be like a lot of extra, and then I'm going to come over 10.5 inches. So this is 8.5, and it's right here at my point. So I just need to come over. Oh my goodness, what number? 9, 10.5. So I need to line this up. Line the right here. Half on the 40. Right there. 9, 10, there we go. I'll put that, no, that's way big. Why does it look so big? 8.5, 9. I don't know, it looks so big, doesn't it? Yes, it does. If I line it up on the 10, nope, I'm gonna line it up on 10.5. That's what I'm gonna do. Put the 45-degree line on the 10.5. And then my 60-degree line right here on the fabric. Let's see. If I need to trim it down, I'll trim it down. Oh yeah, that's gonna be like too oversized, but that's okay. I don't care. Why? Because I'm gonna cut it in half. Okay, so there's one piece. How many do I need? Of white. I need another white. So again, line this up, and yep, I got the fold in here, but I don't care. I should care. Not really gonna lay too flat. So line this back on the line that up. Put my 45 on the 10.5. Right there, and then line my 60-degree line on the top of the fabric. So big, doesn't seem so big, but it is. It's oversized, but that's okay. So I need 1, 2 whites. So there's 2 whites. am I seeing? Okay, so that small things. I like the big things. Okay, Tiff, I know it takes more, but I went out one more step on this end of the stars. They're right on top of I could mirror and wrap the left bottom foot balance. I could get my floor. My body would freeze and I would be able to move. The way you use your creative brain. Hit me up just for you to be happy. Call for help to get off of the floor. Agree. Sound like piggybacking up. I'm sitting here tapping. That's like how the first lady get a PJ. Hear you. Guys, if you need it. Love ya. Grab a snack. Pamela's grabbing a snack. Catch a privately. Give me specifics because I know it's hard. Big messenger. Just pray. Snack is a great idea. Nacho. Picking watermelon. Treats of cereal. Tiffany funny. Wonderful. Please add me some glass. Appreciate it. Not necessary. Okay. White is done. Let's cut some black. How many blacks do I need? That math, my head hurts. Yeah. I really don't need the 10.5 inch strip, but I'm cutting them anyway, so. Because I'd rather have more fabric than I need. That helps me get things better. Having more than you actually need. And this is actually a nice straight line because I cut from this. So let's go to the 10.5 and make a cut. With that new blade, and it's like, bam, I don't have to put any weight or nothing. It just cuts right through, just like butter. So let's see how many blacks I need. One triangle for that side. And a whole piece for that side. And a whole piece for that side. So I need 2 whole pieces and a half, which is probably what I'll get from this. Let's see. Let's press the center real quick. And anything excess, I will trim the whole quilt down when I'm done putting it together. Why? Because, well, I'll just do it that way. No big deal for me. I'm not really wasting anything because everything will go towards making something else anyway. All right, let's start with that first 60-degree cut for that side. Line it up right here at my starting point. Line up the 60-degree line. Make that first cut, throw it out of the way. Put my 45-degree on the 10.5 inch line. It seems so big, but I mean, it is. It's oversized. Trust me. But I'm definitely going to make this work. Come on, right there. Ah. 60-degree, 45 lined up, 60-degree lined up. Everything's lined up. So I need 2 of these, and then a half, which would be the bottom side. Stay right there. And it works easiest if you have your fabric on a line on your mat to get everything lined up. So let's put that 60-degree on there again. Ooh, right to that half point, exactly where I need it. So here's number 2. And then my half a piece. So we're just going to cut the third one technically and just cut half when I need it there. Be done. Yeah. Right here. Put it right there. Put it right there. It's so weird to use these angles, let me tell you. I don't usually have to cut large pieces like this, especially at this angle. Like, who really cuts these like that? I have no idea. And see how this doesn't go all the way, but I'm only going to be using half of this for this corner, which is 1 triangle's worth right there. So that really don't matter. Just throwing it over there in my pile for now. It's mostly the way I need it. And one more. Ooh, this will last. So I'm using in total a little over 1.25 yards. There's water in here. And if I'm doing this wrong, oh well, because I'll just trim it down and I don't throw away my scraps. So it'll be just fine. I mean, I do throw away some scraps, not all. All right, let's cut a straight line first. Come on, Cricut. There we go. Huh, whiz. I'm quick, normally, yes. I'll probably, we'll see. I'm starting to get really sweaty though, because I'm wearing 2 shirts technically. I have a tank top on under this, match my capri pant thingies, whatever they're called. I could probably get this whole top piece together tonight. That down under there for now, in case I do want to add borders. All right, how many of these do I need? 1, 2, 2. That's it. I need 2 of these. Then I'll have it all. Probably could have cut some equilateral triangles and would have made it a lot easier, but I don't really know how to do that unless I do this. Let's just see for not really wasting anything. What would I do? I would have to cut right here. Hold on, let's see how this works. So I'd have to line the ruler up like this, on a ruler. So a ruler on a ruler, like this. Lining that line up. Doesn't it seem right? And that doesn't have a 60 on it, does it? And then I would have to, no, yeah, that's not going to work because it would cross over. I wouldn't know how far over to even go. So we'll just keep doing it the way I'm doing it. And then I'll just cut them in half. No big deal. Take my 45 over to the 10.5-inch line. You guys know my brain works in mysterious ways. Like, I don't know. And I do everything. I do a lot of the stuff without patterns. And usually you guys see me do things for the first time in video. So I'm like, am I doing this right? So there's 1. How many did I say I needed? 1, 2, just 2. Just 2. Line that back up. Just need 2 of these. And my 45 up right there. Line my 60-degree up right there. Probably not doing this correctly, but I don't really care. If you've been doing this a long time, then you can probably yell at me later. Okay. Now, to put rows together. So I got to cut these in half. We're going to start with my half piece that I have. That looks huge compared to that one. Why is one so much bigger? That's because they are not equal. Look at that. Totally not equal. No, they are. They're just like edges. They aren't equal. There's that one that had a mishap on the bottom. Not that one. Aha, it's this one. Okay, so this one gets cut in half first. So I'm just going to cut from the point to the point. So that should give me a big, huge equilateral triangle right here to start on this side. And then I'll cut off what I need when I line up everything. So that's done. And all these have to get cut in half. Why? Because I need equilateral triangles. And I'm going to lay them where they're supposed to go, and you're going to see they're going to hang over like so much. That's okay. Because I'm going to trim it all when I'm done. Oh, I need one more black. Screw it. No. No, hold on. That's a different color. That's got to be a different color. Am I wasting fabric, guys? Do I not know what I'm doing here? So that over there is there. And that over there. And that one's a white one. That one's a gray one down there. So let's cut these in half. This would be gray. Here. Right there. And I'll trim. Like I said, I'll trim all this when I get to it. And then down here is gray also. Oh yeah, that I cut way, way, way too big. Way too big. That's supposed to be white. That's supposed to be white. And then I need one more end piece, like a white or something. Let's line these up, line them up, line them up. Hi, Delilah. I use Marshall Dry Goods, Brenda. I like what I get from there. All right, let's put white on this side. And white on the top. And then I need to cut one more off that white for a corner cap. Just a half piece. But just a big, huge triangle. Pretty much. So exactly what I did before. So let's see. Ooh, let's just do this right here. Why didn't I do this in the first place? I don't know. Because I'm a moron. Look at that. Made me a nice triangle right here. And it really doesn't even need to be that big. But that's how big I'm cutting these. Right there. Every corner, all the corners are done. There's something everywhere. Okay. Time to put it together. You guys got to give me a second here. I'm like sweating my butt off. Kathleen, yes, Marshall Dry Goods is online, and then they have a store in Arkansas. That's where my daddy moved. He moved not very far from the store. He only is like 2 hours from there. I'm like Batesville, Arkansas, or something like that. All right. So you guys, I'm going to turn this down so you can see that they're really big, oversized pieces, but I don't really mind having the excess that I'll be trimming off. You know, what I will be doing is nesting seams and pinning, probably lining things up and pinning to make sure I have everything accurate. I've been walking on it, so all these pieces are kind of messed up, but I just want you to see that I'll be picking it up in rows. So I'm going to start with that single triangle over there and pick up that whole row, and then that second row, and then the third row and fourth row and fifth row and so on and so forth. So it doesn't matter which way you start. And then obviously when I'm done, everything will get trimmed because that's kind of big, and I think I did overcut. So, yeah, I don't care, honestly. All right, so I'm going to pick up a row. Oh, let's see. We're going to start over there. I'm going to pick up that piece, that piece, that piece, that one, this one, and that. So here is a row. And I'm going to bring you guys closer. Went this way? Yeah, that's the way it went. Okay. I gotta try to remember because I'm actually working backwards right now. I don't normally work from, I usually work from top to bottom. So let's see if I can make this work. All right. With my 100% oversized piece. So I'm adding this down here. So I want my triangle to go on, like I said, it's oversized. It's going to go on this way. I'm going to hang it over by 1/4 of an inch right there. I'm going to line that side up, and I'm going to sew this side on first. That is definitely oversized, way oversized. By like 2 inches. What was I thinking? I have no idea. All right, so now this one is going to go on right here. So now I'm going to put these right sides together, except they're going to lay funky. So this is coming this way and this is going that way. But because these notches were taken off, the end here should match there, and this notch right here should land right there. So let's put these together. Lining the knot with the end right here. I'm also going to watch for my point here and my pointer, which I'm like way over the 1/4 inch seam, so I shouldn't lose my points at all throughout this whole process, because I didn't straighten anything up and I didn't really use like an exact everything, because I never do. So I do have an exact 1/4 inch seam, I know that. Okay, so now that one is on. So I'm going to press that one towards the, which way did I press that? So I'm going to go, all these are going to be pressing down towards me, and the next row I'll press up away from me. So you can see right here, I lost no points at all whatsoever in that seam. All right, so now would be this one. So it's going to go here. So now I'm going to come on top this way. So it's going to go on like this, sideways. So one's still going down. Now this one's sideways. Just going to turn the whole entire thing. Hook the one side first. And all those notches are cut off. So everything's going to be nice and great. My little points are, I'm just going to match them up. They will be perfectly fine. I'm just going to match them so they kind of lay like right across from each other. All right, again, I'm pressing, what was I pressing? Down towards me. That's right. Okay, so this will be down towards me. That way the next row is away from me. All right, so here's another one. So this fits in just like this. Again, once it's right sides together, it's going to go sideways at a 60-degree angle. But again, that end is chopped off, so it sits flat. And then this side is chopped off, so it should sit perfectly flat on top of each other. Now, if you're making really, really small blocks, just make sure you don't get yourself turned around, because that would not be fun. Lining everything up. My point almost right on top of each other. Kind of glad they aren't though, because then the seam isn't as bulky. All right, again, I'm pressing this towards me. So I'm just finger pressing it. Oh, looks so cool. And one more of these. So this will go this way, coming on top of me. Again, I'm going to just kind of turn the whole thing so I'm sewing this way. Just going to line that end up. Take a couple stitches, make sure my points. I know I'm not close to you with the camera. I could bring the camera over here for the next seam. I'll bring the camera over here so you guys can see. All right, again, I'm going to finger press this towards me. And then I'm going to add this one. I want my straight edge right here. This is going to be hooked to another row on this side because I'm going that way with it. So I want this big flopping end of extra that I just so happen to cut hanging off that way. But when I do put this on, because I didn't square off my edges here, I am going to make it hang over about 1/4 inch. Lay it on here. I'm going to start sewing. I'm not even going to start that far in. So I will have a 2-inch strip off of here because I got too big, way too big. But that is 100% a-okay. So again, this is being finger pressed towards me. So here is one row now. Seems pretty darn long. Look at that. So here's one row. So I'm going to lay it where it goes. Okay. And I'm going to pick up the next row, and then I'm going to bring the camera. I can't pick up the row and then bring the camera because, well, actually I can. I need this. All right. Wiggle wobbles for just a second, guys. Wiggle wobbles for just a second. All right, so now I can show you guys how this works from right next to me. Let me pick up this row. Okay. This time, since I can't lay it next to me, I'm going to lay it down here on my lap. Here's my bottom piece. I want this to stay a line, and I will have to trim the excess off after, before I connect the rows. Every 2 rows, I'm going to have to cut this big extra piece off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right sides together on here. I'm going to hang it over about 1/4 inch to start right there. That way I have a nice straightness with the next one. And I'm just going to cut my seam right there. And then these ones are going to be pressed away from me now. So that way that the next set of everything is nice. So I will have to trim this off nice and straight, even though I'm going to be trimming the whole entire top and bottom of this quilt anyway. So now my next piece is going to go above right here. I need to scoot you back some, it looks like. You're going to wiggle for just a second. Okay, so here's these 2 pieces. Now I'm going to add this one right here. So as long as this part is straight, this one will come down on like this. Okay, my hair out of the way. Those tips were snipped off, so that should line up here, and that should line up there. I'm going to start from this top side right here. Put a couple stitches in. I'm just going to look under, see this point right here and this point. I'm just going to make sure those points are sitting on top of each other when I do sew it. That way they're as close as they can get to, you know, being perfect. they're not perfect, but they're as close as they can be. All right, so I'm gonna turn this back and I'm pressing away from me this time, right? Yeah, everything is going away from me on this row. So I'm just finger pressing it. So now I have to add another piece. So I'm gonna grab it off my lap. So here's the next piece. This one now is gonna face this way. So the rest of the whole strip is on my lap, straight down, and these are all going at a 60-degree angle away from me. Again, these ends are tipped off, so you don't have to worry about hanging over like we do with the 45-degree diamonds, even though you can cut those tips off too and make, those are the ones I do the most, is 45-degree diamond quilts. Stay on up. Okay, again, I'm pressing it away from me. This is, once it goes together, it goes together so fast. All right, next piece. I'll go right here. So again, this one's going to come towards me, but angled towards my right. I'll line up my two indents on both sides. So see, nice and flush with each other on both ends, except this time I'm turning the whole piece up and away so that I could sew it, or you could turn it upside down if you want. Whatever works easiest for you. I just make sure to always put it back down the way that it needs to be. Oops, line back up. Okay, again, I'm pushing it away from me. And see, I have some shredding. It happens. I'm not going to say all fabric is perfect. Some of it's just thread, but fabric shreds. It happens. There we go. There's one right there. Nope. Come on. Yeah. I usually do that during the quilting process. I take those out. All right, so the next one's going to go here. Just like that. Oops, there's fireworks. Can you guys hear that? They get loud. I was on T's earlier and she had fireworks going off at hers, like about fireworks last night and tonight. They're going off like crazy. So these two ends should match. Again, I'm pressing away from me. Okay, and now for my little top piece. Again, I want the flat side because this is going, I don't know how far over you guys are able to see. This flat side is hooking to another side. This non-flat side is going to hook to another side, but I can trim this off easier on this side than trying to match up this longer seam. This side is easier. So I will put this one right sides together, hang it over only 1/4 of an inch like this. I'm going to move the camera out of the way also so that I can trim these and put these two rows together so that you guys can see. Because I'll actually probably maybe actually use pins. I don't normally use pins, but all right, so this row is being pressed away from me again. So now I have a nice straight line. I am going to go turn this camera and press these two rows real quick. I'm going to put you guys back over on the thing since you now have the idea of how this goes. So we're going to turn you that way for a minute. I cannot see comments at the very second. All right, the whole entire thing is being pressed this way. The last row was opposite way, so I will press that real quick and then we'll sew these 2 rows together. You can see it's not that hard. I do need to trim this off on both of these before, and I'm not going to level any of these out though until I'm finished, and then I'll cut that stuff off. I need water in this thing. Okay. So I'm going to lay this down there for just a second. Pick up the other one. Press it. So these ones are pressing away or down. Since I finger press, they're mostly pressed the way they need to be. So I'm going to come right here in front of you all. Just going to line my ruler up real quickly, like with this edge. I don't think you can even see what I'm doing unless I tip the camera down like that. So I'm lining this ruler just with this edge right here. And I'm going to chop this end off like that. And see, I can use those for something else. Then I'm going to come down to this other side and do the same exact thing. I'll line the ruler up with that edge, just like this. I'm just going to chop that off. I'm going to do the same on that other row. And then I'll hook the 2 rows together. So again, I'm just going to lop off this one side. That way when I go to do the next piece, it's perfectly fine. Down to the other end. I'm kind of glad I did them oversized because I think it'll help in the end. All right, so the black was at the top. All right. All right, that's exactly how it goes. Okay. Here's these 2 rows now. Okay, so that you can see. And I'm gonna get rid of this little dog ear right here. That side doesn't have one. I'm gonna put these right sides together like that, all the way down. I might not even need to pin because these are pressed up and these are pressed down. And even though these ends aren't going to meet, I'm going to use this first seam right here as my start point. Okay, not as my start. I'm going to start up here, but I'm going to put a pin in that first seam just to keep it there. You know, and then I'm going to come down, and this next seam, you would put a pin in that one, just so you can see. Everything else I'm going to line up as I sew, because these are all pressed opposite of each other. So, take those little tiny pins. I like my really long pins. So right now I'm just taking pins only in the seams from one color to the next. And again, you guys know me, I don't normally pin. The rest of it I probably won't do any pins. The other thing that you want to look for when putting these together is you're going to be wanting to nest these right here so that your points are together. So with these, I just put the points together and sew on my 1/4 inch seam. So I don't know how well you guys can even see this. So here's the point of this one. Here's the point of that one. Put those 2 points together like that, and you can throw a pin in it, or you can sew where that cross of fabric comes, just sew right across that to keep your points. Where was I? Got that one. Next was this one. So I'm just going to do that as I get to them because I'm nesting all these longer seams anyway. Everything else I can line up as I go. And then last one would be this right here. And again, they're going to be too long, but that's okay. I will trim the quilt when I get to it. Because I really don't care. Okay, let me turn you guys to face me now. Right there. There we go. All right. So with that pin holding it down, I'm just gonna like straighten it out because it wants to like angle. Put these ends together. Hold it and sew. I'm gonna come to my first pin. I'm gonna go over it. Then I'm gonna nest the rest everything else by putting my things, my little pieces together, sewing beyond them. And I have a seam that's nested. All I have to do is match my star points, nest my seams. Match my star points, nest my seams. The only thing I'm doing all the way down. So again, there's some nesting on some of these. And there's some star point to match right there. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Everything is opposite. All the seams are opposite, so everything should lay perfect. Blah, blah, blah. So the only seams, other seams that I'm nesting are these right here, or the triangles, the strip that's in them, nesting those seams, which are all opposite again. And they should all, once you get to them, they should all be laying opposite and be 100% correct. Oh, here's some star points. There's a nested seam right here. And then I'll read the comments as soon as I get this row together. I want that to nest right there. And I always leave my needle down in the seam as I adjust the next one and so on and so forth. You guys have seen me do that a bazillion times. It's great that all these seams are like opposite, so they lay so nicely. So I'm gonna put my point. And that's the next seam. Also matching my point. Now I'm going to line these two ends nice and straight. And a lot of my shredding comes from this 1/4 inch foot because this thing really is tight on here. But if I loosened my pressure gauge, oh my God, I can't say that correctly. Try to say that 10 times in a row. if I loosen this, then I don't get a good accurate sew. It seems to skip stitches more. So, but I like using this foot. Don't ask me why. I stay more accurate that way. So, all right, let me press this now. I'm going to press it back one way. I know the black is my top, so I shouldn't get this out of order. And I'll tip you guys over towards the ironing board. And it doesn't matter which way these seams go, honestly, because these aren't going to nest. It'll be the next set. You know, these aren't going to be hitting anything else. I'm just going to give them some steam. Open it up. And press it back. Slide it down. The other side. It's already kind of set up to roll back. Okay. So let me come over here and show you. Technically, this is the top. Let me try to get in front of the camera so you can see. So since all those seams were opposite, this will go flat like that at the top. Okay. So this now is one nice seam. I did not lose any of my points. Okay, they're still there. All these came together nicely. Then these were nested right here. So this is nice and nested because this went one way and this one was pressed another. These are nice. I mean, they're not perfect, but that's darn good enough for me. Again, nice seam. These nested. This didn't have anything but the opposite seam to nest. And then again, my points did not get lost. Even this one was super close, but it didn't get lost. Nothing to nest right here. These were opposites, so they lined right up. Lined right up. Super very nice right here. This came really nice. Again, these lined right up. Nothing needs to line right up here as long as those seams are opposite. Didn't lose any points. And then the last of it lines right up. And then when I'm done and I trim everything, this will get trimmed off like that. And that'll be the bottom. So let me lay this back down and put some more rows together. Because I technically don't have very many to go. I'll do one more double, you know. So I'll do two more. So I'm going to do these in sets of two. So here's two, and I have two, and then one extra. So let me grab another row off the floor. And I just grab from the bottom, from the top to the bottom. Lay them this way on the table. Face me. I'm going to read some comments for a second. As you guys saw how that works. All right. It's easier to lay the pieces next to me anyway. I have no idea where I am in comments. How many yards are normally in a bolt? Typically 15. in most places, but like when I buy the bolt from Walmart, sometimes I only get 8-yard bolts of their solid colors, but their print colors are 15 yards on the bolt. I don't know why they do that. Mid floor, like from the 20s or 40s. Oh yeah, it does look like that too. We'll see when it's completely done. We'll see. Oh my gracious, 15, mostly 20 yards. Everywhere I buy from is 15 yards because I buy whole bolts. So unless I'm ordering like batting by the roll or bolt, then they come in 20, 30 yard things or less, just depends. I don't know. But if you get like a big roll of fabric, then you're looking at like probably 100 yards. You're looking at a lot of fabric. I've only gotten one actual roll of fabric, and it was like a silky stuff, and I just use it for, it's like this backgroundy stuff I lay on the ground outside in the backyard to lay quilts on to photograph. 8 and 12 bolts, several others. So I guess maybe it's just all companies are probably different on that. Love it, love it, love the colors. Love the name. Pay attention, go online. Just have each other. Should set time. Make my favorite MachinesPlus. Brenda, I'm making your favorite quilt. You can always add and remove. Tiffany is jamming. I'm lucky if I finish one quilt a year, maybe two. Oh, Jill. The reason why I make so many is because I'm teaching you guys too, as well as, well, I'm pretty darn quick with it. So, yeah. I spoke too soon. We're getting fabric in AZ again. Walmart's empty. If you not enough rotary blades of fireworks here, I also heard them 30 miles away. Marty, it's crazy. Fabric's so low and still from COVID. No, don't know anything about any of the COVID stuff. I know that supposedly AZ counts went up, but only because people are coming here. But not where I am. I haven't heard anything about it going different here. Just Marshall's fabric, like keepsakes, country cotton, cheaper from, say, other stuff at Quarter Shop. I don't remember their names. Marshall Dry Goods is pretty reasonable on their price, and they sell everything. They have Andover and Wyndham and Tula Pink and you name it, they have it on there. Just go look. There's a lot. You got to go like to their categories things. One of these days I'll have to do a website thing and show you guys, because it's kind of confusing at first when I first started using their website, and I was like, oh, it's right there. And you can also shop by wholesale on their site. So if you're buying whole bolts at a time, you can buy wholesale from Marshall Dry Goods as well. You can also buy flat fold bundles, which is like 130 yards total, like 6 yards of each color of 20 something different prints. It's pretty cool. And they're all like, say, all the flower prints or all the blah 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 prints or all the whatever prints, and their prices are pretty darn good for that. Surprisingly, it comes out to like 6 something or less a yard depending on what you're buying, but the prices are really, really good. And their fabric is great. I buy the 108 on there all the time, and it's amazing compared to some of the other brands of 108 I've purchased. I really, really like it. This pattern would be considered challenging. Yes. No. This is actually quite easy. If I actually had a better measurement for you guys of these, because I don't really know how big the triangle should have. It should have been probably 8.5 inches, honestly, I think. Because I have about 2.5 inches left over. So it should have been an 8.5 inch triangle. And it should have been cut as a triangle and not as a big, huge diamond turned into triangles. So, yeah. Oh, and this side now. Okay, so I want this side to be flat because this is going to go to another. This side I'm going to cut off. So my outer side is going to have the big excess. So that means my first piece is going to hang over 1/4 inch on one side. And no, I'm not going to consider this challenging. I wouldn't say a beginner could do this, but I'm not saying that they would want to. Honestly, it looks harder than it is, but it's quite simple. I don't know why I kept going there. All right, so that one was up. So this one is back down. So this one is being pressed down towards me. All right, so I'm going to grab the next one. I'm going to try to read some more. This came together, if you can imagine. We'll change at the end. You can, sorry for your loss. Oh, wait, what was there a loss I can't see? Sad time to lose family. You really need a hug. Take that for granted. So sorry for your loss, Kim. And prayer for family. Kim, sorry for your loss. If your sister prayers for. Okay, Kim lost her sister. I didn't see that. Kim, you can message me later. We'll talk if you want after this video. Because I'm missing so many comments right now. So many comments. I try to like scroll through them, especially on the Insomniac series when I'm like doing so much like this. Because I'm like on a roll. When I get on a roll, I don't pay attention. I do as best as I can to pay attention, but I'm not really totally paying attention. But sorry right now, as much as I can read for your loss. Alright, again, this is being pressed towards me. So now I'm going to be putting this whole entire, the rest of this put together in sets of 2, and then the last row will be a set of 1 all by its lonesome. Because it's an odd amount, an odd number of pieces, but it looks right, even though it's an odd number of rows. If I would have had more fabric, it would have been a little bit different. I didn't have more fabric. So I gave myself a little bit more allowance of fabric when I cut almost, I could have cut a quarter only and got, like I said, the 8.5 inches. So 10 fat quarters and 1 1/4 yards almost exactly will make this without borders so far. You know, I just went over by a little because I was overestimating instead of underestimating my cut. And I would have made something work if I would have stuck with my, how much I gave myself of fabric allowance. Bobbin change. Oh, you guys want to hear something weird? This bobbin right here does not fit in my thingamabob. I don't want to stick it in there because it'll get stuck. I put it aside. I rolled this bobbin, and the other day I went to put it in, and it got stuck. We had to take pliers to get it out. It would not come out. The bobbin got stuck in there. So I don't know if they expanded or what. They're metal. They're not supposed to expand. They're not supposed to anything. But the weirdest thing, unless the bobbin casing messed up or something. But yeah, my bobbin wouldn't fit in there. So I segregated it off to the side because for some reason it doesn't fit in the bobbin casing anymore. And speaking of bobbin casing, it has a big chunk of thread right there. A fuzz, I mean, sticking out. But yeah, I thought that was the weirdest thing. I put it in, I went to put the thread around and run it through the slot and all that, and it wouldn't go. It wasn't moving, and I was like, what the heck? So I was like, okay, maybe it's this, and nothing was happening, and oh yeah, it got stuck in there. Took pliers, needle nose pliers to get it out. It was the craziest thing. I've never, ever had that happen before. Ever. It was weird. Kona is 15 yards. Probably. I guess they're all going to be different when it comes to that. Is to be expected giggling. I just checked my Kona Snow bolt of fabric. Yards, my motor is almost gone. I don't remember how many yards it was on. The bolt doesn't say how many yards? Oh, 15. Okay. What is this pattern called? Hi, Cynthia. It is now being called Tuxedo Stars. That is its new name. Thanks to my wonderful subscribers who helped name it. And I'm going to stick with that. That's what it's going to stay. Episode 30, this is 39, right? Okay, so episode 38 shows how I cut all the pieces and how I sewed everything together. And then I didn't show the rest because I didn't feel like it. Now I'm showing you guys this part. All right, so again, I want this side straight because another row is going to be directly hooked to this side. And this side I'm just going to leave with the hangover, even though that's going to hook to another. So I'm just going to put it over like this, hang it over a little 1/4 inch little notch right here because I didn't chop my ends off. Line that up on this end, and I'm going to start sewing right before it. Come on, get under there. All the way. All the way. And then I'll pick up that other row. And sew it on. So this one again is going towards me. And the next row will be pressed away from me. So if I wanted to now, it's not very hard to do this part. I can just line this up even before pressing. Just line that up, even though pressing would probably be better first, but it's still a nice straight line either way. So I'll line that end up right there, and then I would just, oops, that's not good when I'm cutting that way, but yeah, and cut that off, and then come to this end and cut this side off. That's if I just want to get it done before the pressing part, you know. So that part is done and out of the way. So let's put another row together. This one starts with the white at the top. Yes, indeed. Oh, this looks so cool. I love it. Okay, so let's pick up the other row. Turn my iron back on. That way it's ready. Okay. Hi, Tammy. Crazy, I have a bobbin with a bit of a rounded bubble center. Won't work at all, but stuck. Oh, not today, bobbin. All right, so I'm gonna start with this. Again, since this side is being hooked, because this is the outer row now. I just did an inner side, now I'm doing an outer. I'm gonna line it up on this side first with a nice flat side, so a 1/4 inch sticking out on this end. And this one is now going to be pressed away from me because the other one was towards me. So this one is now away from me. Seems so easy. Like, comes together so quick. So here, this one goes up here. So it's going to come right this way. Line up these tips that are already cut off. Everything just goes together so nicely on this. I think this is one of the easier ones, honestly. I see beginners doing this. I definitely can see a beginner doing this whole thing. With ease, no problem. All right, wait a second, what did I say? Away from me, right? No. That's towards me. Yes, this is away from me. Well, I got 31 of you guys that can't sleep here with me right now. That's awesome. I love it when everybody comes and hangs out with me when I can't sleep. Obviously, it was too early to go to sleep anyway. I was in the pool and doing my yoga exercise, my little exercises I do for pain and cramping and body aches. And then I got out of the pool, took a shower because I wanted my hair washed. And I was like, I need to sew. I want to finish that quilt. Well, the top at least. I can't finish this quilt until who knows when now because my stack of need to do stuff is 100% overflowing now. If I keep making tops, I'm going to have to start making some other things because I'm going to have a long line of quilts to quilt when September comes. Unless I can get a table for my other husband in here so that I can, you know, get a custom table and use it as a sit down. It's possible to do, hopefully. We'll see. Okay, now this one. And no, I'm not backstitching or anything for anybody that's curious or wanted to ask. I don't see no point to backstitch any of this. And I'm not worried about being pressed light to dark. I'm just pressing opposite ways so that everything lays nice. All right, again, this one, I want my flat on this side and then this triangle piece that I cut way too much of on the opposite side. So I'm going to lay it over a 1/4 inch right there. Come in and start sewing right here. Okay, and I'm pressing it away from me. I'm also just going to cut this while I'm right here. As long as everything is flat, it should stay straight. There's going to be a lot being cut off of these. Oops. Let's get that other end. Oh, I could have cut myself just now, did I? If I start bleeding, you'll know I cut myself. Sometimes I don't feel it. I just hit the blade accidentally. That's why they tell you not to leave your blades open. Of course, I don't ever listen to that. I don't listen to anybody or anything. I just do my own thing. All right. I'm going to press this now. You can kind of see towards the iron. You have a sale coming up in September. Are you close in Sacramento? Did you sell the pug quilt? Yeah, the pug quilt was a custom quilt for a customer specifically. I do a lot of things specifically made for customers. They tell me what they want and then I go ahead and make it for them. All right, let me just press this real quick and then I'll bring those 2 rows up and show, put them together without pins because it's not very hard. And I'm not bleeding, so I didn't cut myself. Good thing. Oh. I tend to do that. I cut myself more with the blade left open than I do any other time. All right, so give me 2 seconds. I'm going to lay this down first, press the other one, and then pick them both up and put them together. These are pressed down that way. That one. And everything, the seams are opposite, so if you guys can hear me. So everything lays so nicely. And then the rest of it I'll do off camera. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do about borders. So let me pick up these 2 rows, pick them up together so you can see. That goes where it goes, and this goes here. So I'm going to put those together like that. Sides together. Bring it up here. So this is right sides together. This hooked to the other 2 sections, and then this will hook to the other 2 sections. I'm not going to pin this time. So this seams are opposite. One is going down, one is going up. I'm just going to put these nested together, and then adjust this top piece just with my finger like that. Most of that's getting cut off anyway. And I'm just going to start sewing after my little nested seam stays nested. And I am not going to bother with any pins. On this one, there's no difference, I think, pinning or not pinning. I use my fingers as the pins most of the time anyway, so that's nicely lined up. I'm going to go ahead and line these two star points up. Going down. These two seams will nest because they're opposite of each other. And then these seams will nest because they are opposite. So they're little seams in between at the pieced together triangles. The next seam, then come over to my star points, line them up, keep my needle down, line up that next seam, line up the next seam, next seam, next seam, and so on. Keep dropping that little guy. Down, needle down. I'm stepping on that. So every other section has a seams that nest. So this section right here had the match the diamonds, but this section does not have anything to match. This will match the diamonds, the next one will not. So it's every other seam. Mix these two together. Come on. Put my two star points together. Needle down. Nest the next seam. Strip away this little dowel here on that side. My little snips are not meant for that, but use it anyway. And line these up and sew them down. Most of that is going to get socked off anyway. Alright, so let me press this and then I'll lay it down on the floor so you can see. I gotta be careful pressing because my computer is actually sitting up here. And I do not want to hurt my computer. Alright, so let's come that way. So you can see what section is out of it, by the way. So those two are hooked together, and then the other ones are on the ironing board. And so I have these two to hook together, and then this row to hook together. So that's how it's going. Okay. I always add steam when I do this because it like heats it up really good to roll it back. And again, like I said, it doesn't really matter which way you press this seam because this isn't hooking to anything. As long as it's opening up. Beautiful star points. up there. That goes down here. That. So now those two will go together. See, so now those two rows will go together. Let me see how long I've been. I have no idea. Oh, 2 hours, 11 minutes. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to stop because I've been on long enough. Okay, let me come up front here. So once those are sewn together, every single row, blah, 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 you guys will see the rest. Ugh. All right. Whew. And then probably, now that I've been looking at it, I think I'm going to finish, I'm going to go around it with a black border. I don't know why, but black, I think, will stop it right. So I think I'll do like a 1.5 inch black border all the way around, or down the sides. No, I'll do all the way around. 1.5 all the way around, and then 2.5 of white, and then 3.5 of gray, and then be done. I think that will look really cool. I really do. I think so. All right, guys, let me look at some comments real quick. Hi, Rachel. Okay, so Rachel was the one that said, did I sell the pug quilt? Yes, the pug quilt was a custom order. A lot of my quilts are custom orders. And no sale up in September is when I can start quilting in the garage again. My other husband, when I say my other husband, for those of you that are new to my channel, my other husband is that right there. That's my long arm. It has to come in over the summer because of where I live. I don't want it to get broken like it did last year. So, oh, and there's the quilt again. Oh, isn't it so cool? I love it. Tuxedo Stars. It's like perfect. It's like the perfect name. Perfect name. Anyway, so my other husband has to sit and time out until around, due to the weather here, probably like September 15th-ish, then I can take it back outside and start putting him to use. So that's when I can start long arming again. 12:30 for Cynthia. It's 12:30 here too. 2:30 for Kim and Jim. 12:30 for Jill. 2:30 for Aunt B. 8:30 in the UK. So it's AM then, right? Or yeah, that would be AM, huh? 2:30 in Wisconsin. 3:30 in Florida. Woohoo! Rachel's in Florida. We miss thank Florida. Turn around, stab myself so deep with the needle hanging there and the baby bird. Lots of yeah. Daughter lives in California. Lots of true insomnias. Yeah, there's 33 of us. Crazy people. 12:30 in Asia. Some barbecue coming through the cooler. I need to go find it. Of course, I get my own plate. Where at in Arizona are you, Delilah? I'm in Lake Havasu, as you all know. 12:30 for Kathleen. Small world and big. Barbecue does sound good. Fabulous. That looks stunning. I love it so far. Yes. Kathleen's in Modesto. That's where my little sister's from. I might have an adopted sister, so she's from Modesto. Good. Looks good. Quilting for the soul says good night. All right. Good night, Sarah. Get rest. Enjoying life for sure. Next time, beautiful in Mammoth outside of Tucson. Oh, okay. It's pretty far down there. That's okay. I'm northern, you're southern. Probably still the same heat. 40 minutes from Tucson, yeah. We have family down in Tucson, so. All right. Anyways, guys, so I appreciate y'all joining me when you can't sleep. I will go ahead and finish sewing this up. All the rows. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm going to stop for tonight. I'm just going to leave it sit right here on the floor. I'll finish sewing it up, and then I'll post photos, and then I think I'll probably come on for one more episode for adding the borders to it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because maybe I'm kind of thinking with all these angles that I should do 45-degree mitered borders. I don't know if any of you've ever done mitered borders when you piece a bunch together and then miter them, instead of miter one, miter the other, and then miter the third. I know how to sew all three together in strip sets and then miter the corners. I think with all the angles, I think a 45-degree mitered border might look really cool. Not sure yet, but we'll see. For sure. 107 today. Yep, that's about what it was here. All right, so don't forget, if you're new to my channel, I think subscribe is towards this arm, but I'm not sure. Subscribe is this way. It's towards my star arm. Towards my star arm. Subscribe down there. Always remember, front-facing camera. Oh, the other face camera is always towards this arm. So, okay. Anyway, I'm glad you guys all joined. Don't forget to like my video on your way out or in whatever way. And I will see you guys in the next Insomniac video and or tomorrow for Sew Sunday, okay? Which I'm not doing this. I'm going to do something. I don't even know what. Oh, yeah, I was going to play with the scraps from last Sew Sunday. So, yeah, so many projects going on. So, tomorrow's just the scraps from last Sew Sunday. So, good night, everybody. See you next time. Bye. Bye. Oh, you're going to get a face cam. Wait, unhook, because I can't get to the button. Okay, good night, guys. Actually, here, one more look. That's what I'm putting together. Next time you see it, it will be together. Good night.